Death toll in Wayanad landslides now climbs to 156. 3 landslides that struck Wayanad at wee hours of yesterday, while 30 of them at this point who've been rescued in just the last few hours. We're looking at heavy rains that still continues, leading to destruction in areas like Mundakai, Churalmala, Atamala and Nulpura villages. Those are the images that we're bringing for you of the rescue operations. Heavy rain showers washed away homes, roads and bridges, bringing life to a complete standstill. Officials say that series of hail cave-ins had struck the village areas of Churalmala, Mundakai and Mepadi, while that's located very close to some of the areas which is city centre of Wayanad. That's Kalpatta, precisely the city limits of Kalpatta. That surrounding areas of Kalpatta has been destroyed. We're looking at many villagers who were killed in their sleep as the landslides occurred. A total of 225 army personnel have been deployed for rescue operations. Several companies of the army has been moved in from Thiruvananthapuram and Bengaluru all the way to Wayanad. As we see the visuals that's come in right from the start today, shows sheer devastation of Wayanad. It's very unfortunate. Wayanad, which is known to be one of the most beautiful hill stations. You see the pictures of then and now, earlier images of Wayanad, picture perfect. The hills there, that's completely dotted with forests. It's dense green forest areas, known for its tea plantations and the beautiful weather. Rains happen, it's quite often and common, but never to this extent of fatality. While we see now, the visuals are really shocking. Only see muck, mud, rocks, water. That's literally the scenes. Almost all areas of Wayanad, the districts across Wayanad have been fully inundated, with some of the villages, at least precisely five villages that have been cut off entirely. It is tragic, but thankfully rescue mission has been on war footing, as we know that there are 150 more army personnel who've been roped in to carry out the rescue operation in this challenging terrain. You see that slippery muck there. It's very difficult for the rescue teams to actually get into some of those village areas, because the actual vital bridge that connects many of those villages to the city centre has been broken. Shibi Mole, who's on the ground, joins us live for more on that. Shibi, over to you. Give us more on the numbers of deaths that's been reported in the latest. Post-mortem, we hear of nearly 140 people has been completed. The challenges as the rescue teams face now.
Nabila, the official figures are still 158. Anyways, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan will be addressing media shortly, so we'll get the final figure, as from the government sources, about the number of deaths as well as the number of people injured and admitted to hospitals, because a lot of bodies were recovered today, ever since the rescue operations began. The main difficulty they're facing is, of course, the rain, and now the whole focus is constructing the bridge, the Bailey Bridge, and that construction work is going on. It was initially in the morning, it was anticipated that the construction could be over by evening, but that's not possible. They've realized that, and the work will continue, and possibly by tomorrow it will be over, because earlier they tried, sending some of the rescue operators, NDRF and army personals to Mundakai to, rescue the people trapped there, but it was not possible, and they were called back because, human being, it's not really easy for people to go there and rescue on their own. They will need equipments, and they will need a lot of, other machinery to rescue people. So, if those items needs to be transported, then there should be a proper bridge, and that's why the bridge construction is going on. So, the focus of the entire thing that's happening at the rescue operation site is purely focusing on the Bailey Bridge construction. That's the work currently going on. The bodies they've recovered from various areas have all been shifted to the hospitals nearby. That work has been completed, but the focus now is construction. Only then they can go there and rescue those people who are stuck there, or even recover those bodies. It's been raining since the last few hours, so that again adds to the difficulty. And after a point, they cannot really continue with these rescue operations, because once the light goes off, once it's dark, then again it becomes very, very difficult. There's a major traffic congestion also at the site area because a lot of rescue workers, rescue operators are being brought from different locations, especially nearby districts, and also that again is also causing traffic congestion. There is what we're understanding, but again, whatever humanly possible is being done is what the government is.
Shibi, can you show us what's behind you? Where exactly are you at this point?
Nabila, I am very close to the rescue operation site here. This is actually like I mentioned, there's a traffic congestion. So the police officials as well as the locals here are coordinating the activities of the ambulances because there are many ambulances. In every 2 or 3 minutes, 1 or 2 ambulances are passing by carrying these bodies. So those work is being coordinated. We are not allowed to go there for now because whoever has gone there can stay there. But otherwise, nobody is allowed right now to go there because many vehicles are being brought in. Many new equipments and machinery are being brought in. To coordinate these activities. So that's what is happening here. The main traffic management is happening here, not just here, even in the road, the starting of the road where leading to the site. There also the police has strict restrictions put out there. Also, people coming to Wayanad, nobody is allowed to come to Wayanad other than the residents, and they need to carry a ID card showing that they're residents of this district. So that is also a guideline issue. That's what is happening there. What we're understanding when we spoke to officials is that the rescue operations have been stopped. The work right now is only focusing on the construction. The bodies recovered are being shifted right now. That's why there's ambulances movement every now and then. That's why the road is being cleared right now.
Right, so we see rescue operation is underway and people haven't been allowed to come into Wayanad. Shibi, would you clarify on that? We hear that there's a notice that's been issued by the police not allowing for people to come into Wayanad unless they are local residents, because that's in the last 24 hours, it's led to a lot of traffic of people wanting to come and help and aid in this rescue mission, and that's hampering rescue operations. It's really acting counterproductive.
Yes, there's, every time there's a tragedy in Kerala, there's a calamity in Kerala, we've seen people, the locals coming in for the, taking out the rescue operation, whether it was a floods or cyclone. We've seen that happening many times. But for this particular calamity, this particular incident, it's not really possible. You need certain level of expertise to carry out these rescue operations. So there's strict warning issued that, nobody should be coming to this rescue site. But there's a movement from people who are willing to, help these people, help recover these bodies and help rescue these people trapped. So there's a major movement, and that's why the Kannur, the neighboring district of Kannur, the Kannur Rural Police has issued a notice that nobody should be travelling to Wayanad except the residents of Wayanad. There should be ID cards being, whoever is travelling to Wayanad should carry an ID card to prove that they're residents of the, this district and they are travelling on an emergency. So that's the guideline issued. But we're seeing relief activities taking place in full swing, not just in Wayanad, but, from Thiruvananthapuram to Kasaragod, all the collectorates are working to, bring a lot of relief activity. That's very important also because many people, more than 5,000 people are in relief camps right now. So there's a lot of requirement. They've lost their houses. The area have been totally washed away. So it's not easy to start right from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So whatever is possible is being brought here. And that also the government has even
Yeah, Shivi, stay with us. We have lots of ground reports coming in. In fact, we have a band of our reporters who are on the ground at the epicenter, tracking that rescue operation, the relief and rescue, the aftermath, all those images in this ground report. Let's have a look.
The weather easing up now. Choppers are being used at the spot to help in bringing in some sort of relief aid and also in bringing in personnel on ground. You can see that this chopper has come very close to the other side, and these areas were completely inaccessible earlier. Now there's monitoring happening, surveillance happening, and very crucially, you've got material being airdropped also to some of these areas. But as the chopper here gets set to land, there are in fact personnel also being brought in right now using different equipment, using different resources. What I can also show you at this point, and as the weather here, it's non-stop rain at this particular spot. The chopper is getting set to land, but the work on ground continues. I'll just flip over to the other side and show you how, in fact, the injured are being brought out one after another, which is why bringing in a chopper also greatly helps in airlifting some of the injured. But right now, this is how many of them are being brought out. 48 hours on, there are still senior citizens, men, women, children who are being pulled out right now, stretcher after stretcher. And here's where locals also are playing such an important role in helping lifting that stretcher, walking through all of this slush and ensuring that they get the necessary medical help as well. But the biggest challenge remains, one, the terrain, and second, the weather. For now, it's eased up. There's a constant drizzle, of course, that you can see also, but it's much better when compared to yesterday when there was heavy rain, torrential rain, that stopped chopper services from reaching right up to this location. Behind me, you can see the makeshift bridge that's been created. Work is on by the army to create a solid bridge right now, a column through which people can walk up and down. We'll be going to the other side and showing you what's really happened, the extent of damage caused by the landslide in Mundakai. Stay with us here on India Today. With camera person Sachin Chandok, this is Akshata Nandagopal reporting from Wayanad for India Today.